So before I get into some more of these teachings, I want to speak to the identities that I'm speaking from. So I am speaking from, I'm a cisgendered male, heterosexual. I was born and raised in the East Bay of California on Ohlone land. I'm a US citizen. My mom and dad were and are working class, receptionist and a truck driver. I was born to them when they were in their early 20s. They didn't go to college. I'm Chicano on my dad's side. It's like a Mexican American, for those of y'all that don't know. I'm the first one to go to college in my dad's family. And my mom is white. And I'm Catholic on both sides. I was raised Catholic on both sides. So I think it's important to name just these things. They help shape my perspective. No matter how much my identities shift and change and how much I've done to heal and inform myself, like I'm still speaking from this position in the web of intersecting identities. You know, it's like my context in the world. And then about my experience, more about fleshing out my experience in the world other than just those identities. I grew up as trying to be like a tough guy. You know, I had these kind of macho elders. And I was also kind of shy. I was good at math. I was really good at school and math and stuff. And I was also mean. I was really angry. My stepdad was an asshole. So I was just mad for all kinds of reasons. I was anxious. I don't think I knew that until later in my life when I reflected on it, but I think I was anxious most of the time. I chose alcohol to cope with that, and then I gave up drinking when I was 19. Using mindfulness, I learned mindfulness just about exactly 20 years ago, and got myself out of that addiction. Started to see what was going on internally and see how my habits were being formed and how my thoughts led to my actions. And it was just a huge turning point in my life. And I went to college. I was a student in psychology class. I was a psychology major. And that's where I learned this meditation. And then I started getting into religion and philosophy. And I really wanted to understand like what it is to be human. And I got really into Buddhist psychology. I loved it because it was this practical philosophy. Like you hear Buddhist and you think, you know, it's got to be some kind of religion, and you know, it can be. And at the same time, what turned me on about it was that it was very practical. It was laying out a psychology and a framework for understanding how this mind works. Why am I suffering, and how do I get out of it? So I dedicated myself to that. The Thai forest tradition from Thailand is the lineage of masters that I mostly draw from. So just naming all these because I'm going to be speaking about these things and I want y'all to know where they're coming from. Then I became a scientist. I was studying the effects of meditation on people before this was like popular in magazines, and luckily it blew up and now it's everywhere, and we get to be on retreat and I get to teach it in schools and in institutions and all kinds of things. And then I didn't like the scientist path, and I wanted to do more healing and therapeutic stuff. And like, can I really work with people? And I really want to like understand my mind and other people and how to help them. So I did a lot of time healing and listening to people and being listened to. And a lot of that was in a framework of understanding how oppression lives within us, how systemic oppression lands in certain ways, and how we can heal from that through different somatic and emotional healing processes, and just being with each other. And basically the mindful listening that we're doing is is the basis of that. So I love that it kind of all comes together in iBme in what we're doing here, like this weekend. Also do, I dabble in activism and organizing and things like that. And so now I'm a secular mindfulness teacher. I teach secular, non-religious mindfulness. And I love doing that. Like under the umbrella of mindfulness, I can kind of like bring all of these things together, all of these passions and wisdom traditions. And I get to do it with this awesome crew. I look around and I can see some of my homies. And a lot of us share a lot of these different lineages. We're all coming from different perspectives, but so that's where I'm coming from. Enough about me.